Ratchet, space rat! Your path is far from over. For you see, the most horrifying truth is yet to be revealed. My dear Lombax, I am your father's accountant. Did that do it? Did that sufficiently blow your mind? Let that just roll around for a bit. Oh, now, come, find me in the Corvus sector, and let us end what we began. Vorselon out.
So we have a choice. Travel back in time before defeating Dr. Nefarious and collect all the Zoni. Collect all 40 Zoni to defeat Lord Vorselon. Or create a new save and enter challenge mode, keeping all your experience, weapons, armor, and bolts. Hello everyone, this is Roxas1359. Welcome back to Ratchet Clank Future, a crack in time. Last time we defeated Azimuth and Dr. Nefarious, saving the clock from both of them. And now, we are at the Nefarious Space Station, where we have a portal that we can go to, and a new teleporter. The teleporter takes you over to where you can fight Dr. Nefarious again, if you so wish. Take the teleporter back and go to the portal, and if you go to the portal, if I get rid of these Terratropes first, hold on. Die. There we go. So if we go to this portal right here, use the time portal to travel back to the Great Clock after you defeated Dr. Nefarious? Well, I mean, it is a faster way of getting back to the clock after all. And it will allow us to get that gold bolt. Don't mind the Terratrope murder, that's how it always goes. So yes, why don't we head back to the Great Clock? And I will meet you at Mnemonic Station Iota in Sector 4. So, let us go into Mnemonic Station Iota.
Hello, Father.
Hello, my son. I have nothing more to teach you, but if you're looking for a bit of fun, Sigmund designed a timekeeper's obstacle course. Care to give it a try?
And sure.
Wonderful! And if you complete the course, there's a little reward in it for you. Ready? And go!
And so we tackled the last time puzzle of the game. Believe it or not, if you actually die to, you know,
temporal recording
General Azimuth in the final boss fight, the room that you're put right before you go into the Orvis chamber for the fight allows you to actually access the other sections of the Great Clock. You can also access the Great Clock after you've beaten the game via the different sector warping in space, so you can warp straight to the Great Clock and you'll end up in the Great Clock Sector 5. Which means you will be able to basically get all the gold bolts before you end up defeating Lord Vorselon and before you defeat, you know, Azimuth and save the universe. Of course, that would kill the pacing in half, which is why I didn't do that. Plus, also, I didn't want to die to the final boss, even though that boss takes a lot of damage. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, this puzzle isn't too hard. Just go, and once you know what you're doing, it's simple enough. This actually didn't take me too long. This took me, like, 3 minutes to figure out? More or less. Because what we have to do is we just have to record ourselves and get to all the doors before it's too late. Now, there is another skill point that we have yet to get in the game. The final skill point, the Master of Time. I was under the impression that the Master of Time could only be accessed after you beat the game, because that was the only time in which I remembered, you know, being able to access the Great Clock freely. Well, it turns out that if you end up, what is it called? If you end up dying to the Azimuth fight, you could actually go to the other section of the Great Clock and go to the section which is in Sector 1. And in Sector 1, once you go to Sector 1, you go to Planet Jacindu's little mini game for time fixing. And what'll end up happening is you have to get to round 30 to get the Master of Time skill point. You get nothing for getting all the skill points. And that's kind of sad, really. But, hey, beggars can't be choosers. I just realized something that I need to correct, so I will ignore my ramblings. My ramblings are not meant to be taken seriously. Because we do get something for getting all of the skill points. We don't get a trophy or anything, but we do get what's going to be the next bonus video for Ratchet & Clank Future A Crack in Time. Yeah, we're doing 3 bonus videos for this one, making, I believe, Ratchet & Clank Future A Crack in Time the longest Ratchet & Clank LP I have done. Because I believe it was Ratchet & Clank 2 that was 43 parts. And this one will be 44 parts total. So, yeah. A lot of Ratchet & Clank stuff to do. And pretty much what's the next little bonus video. The only reason why I'm not putting it in this one is because the Insomniac Museum is going to take about probably an hour to do. And while I could do it inside of this video, I don't want to scroll through all the concept art and everything too fast. I want to go through it at a nice, steady pace. So, let us finish up this puzzle. Now that all the doors are open. All right. There we go. Right. Let's open up the doors. I was really worried I wasn't going to make it in time for these ones because it's like, if I screw this up, I am doomed. And then a recording fails and then I cry. I cry every time. So, there we go. That opens up the door.
10 seconds remaining.
And here it is, the final gold bolt of A Crack in Time. Congratulations, folks. You did it. Bolt Collector. That is for getting all 40 gold bolts in the game. Goodbye, Orvis. We will not be seeing you anymore. So, next up is the Timekeeper minigame, which, the reason why this is sped up, this takes about 10 minutes to get to round 30. Please note, to get this skill point, you can't just make it to round 30 and end. You have to make it actually to round 31 for it to count. And oh my god, this took me ages. This used to be live commentary, actually, until I got to this part. Because, oh my goodness, out of all the skill points, this is probably the one that took me the second longest. Nothing took longer than Flawless. Nothing ever takes longer than Flawless. That was 5 hours. Dear God. Right. So, you get a score too, but the score doesn't do anything really, so don't worry about it. Right. Alright. Wave 13. Gotta get to wave. One thing to keep in mind for this minigame, it becomes a visual chaos the more rounds you go. And the time anomalies actually start running away from you faster, making it very hard to catch up to them. This is not an easy skill point, and once again, this is a skill point I could have gotten before beating the game. I was wrong before in thinking that you had to beat the game to get this one. So yeah, my bad. But let us get to wave 19. Right. Okay, everything's starting to get a little bit chaotic now. Right, everything's getting to be visual chaos as I'm having to go around the map and go crazy. Alright. That. So we're at wave 23. So what are we going to be doing after this? Well, after this, we get to go and fight Lord Vorselon. The thing about Lord Vorselon that I should mention is he is no pushover. He is harder than both the final boss and the penultimate final boss, Dr. Nefarious. So you need to watch out. I recommend having all your weapons upgraded, and just getting to him is a chore all itself because you have to go through the, you have to go through the dock for Vorselon's ship, which is full of enemies. There is no weapon vendor until you get in front of Lord Vorselon, and you have to throw battery bots into the door. I skipped that, and we will just be going straight to Lord Vorselon, because otherwise, it would be a nightmare. But what about challenge mode? I will talk about challenge mode right now. In challenge mode, not much is different from the base game. You take more damage because it treats the armor that you ended up getting and ending the game with in the last run as the first armor of the game, which means you take a lot of damage. At the same time, I was mistaken on how much health you get in the game. The game caps off at 199 health as opposed to Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction, which goes to 999. And as a result, that makes the game a little bit harder, not too much harder, because I was able to do the challenge mode run, and we will be showing off that trophy once we end up getting to the end of the video. One other difference, again, we have the Omega weapons returning from Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction, in which our weapons will now level up, though, to level 10, turning into a VX mode. This does not change them, and this will result in them basically, just being fully statted out. But there we go. Master of Time acquired. We have done it, ladies and gentlemen. We have obtained every single one of the skill points in Ratchet & Clank Future, A Crack in Time. In the Great Clock, weapons, gadgets, skills, destruction, Zolar Forest, Agorian Battleplex, Nefarious Space Station, Krell Canyon, Axiom City, Monolith Fields, Vila Sector, Bernelia Sector, Korthor Sector. So, let us now go and get another trophy in the game, a hidden trophy, the Terraclon Assassin. All pretenses off. This is about the 7th attempt I tried on, Lord Vorselon. So, Rhino, we're using.
Prepare for terror unlike you have ever known.
Is he always this dramatic?
Yeah, it's kind of his shtick. All right, Vorselon, let's end this once and for all.
Please note, have all your weapons be level 5. Also, please note, have all of the ammo fully stocked. And finally, have the Hyperflex armor. Otherwise, you'll be here and having a bad time. I am using the Rhino 5 at level 5. This is how much damage I am doing to Lord Vorselon. And look at how much damage he is doing to me with the Hyperflex armor, the strongest armor in the entire game. Now, believe it or not, Fred, with the Rift Ripper 5000, actually does a decent amount of damage to him. So I recommend saving that for when he's low on health. But Lord Vorselon is no pushover. As I mentioned beforehand, harder than the final boss of the game, way harder than Dr. Nefarious, who I think is harder than Asgard. So much damage. Does 30 damage with like most hits. I am out with the Rhino. I am out with the Rhino. I repeat, I am out with the Rhino. Storm Spikes, save me. Storm Spikes are broken as all can be. Doom Blades, bring doom to my enemies. Right. Come on. We're doing some damage. Not much, but we're doing some. Alright, about low enough where the 5 Rift Rippers will kill him. Now we just need him close. If only I had the glitch happening again. Rift Ripper! I wasted it. You can see, Rift Ripper is actually doing some damage. Unfortunately, he cannot detect him when he is invisible. Right. Come on. Come over. Come close. I wish to kill Lord Vorselon. And I am missing the Rift Ripper a lot. Okay, maybe use the Rift Ripper sooner and save the Rhino for later. That might be a better idea. Right. Come on. There we go. Or Tesla spikes. We have storm spikes. Well, I mean, when you think about it, you're getting your butt kicked for a 3rd time by the only Lombax left in this universe. So, yeah. Come on. Where's Lord Vorselon? Uh-oh. So we got some buzz blades. Buzz. Come on. I am close to dying, and so is Lord Vorselon. Please. Come on. Yes. Go, Fred. Go, Fred. Go, Fred! Feast upon Lord Vorselon! Oh, I just realized something I should have done.
Can't be happening.
Unless, do I use all of Fred? Okay. 2 hits from that, I am dead. And... and there we go. That takes care of Lord Vorselon for the final time. Unfortunately, he was out of detection range for Fred to be eaten. So... squish.
Fine. Let's just hope he stays dead this time.
And Terraclon Assassin for killing Lord Vorselon. You're gonna want to do that before challenge mode. I am just gonna tell you that right now. So, now that we're done with that, let us move on to challenge mode. And, well, after we escape, let us move on to challenge mode and get the second to last trophy in Ratchet & Clank Future: A Crack in Time. That trophy is to basically, what is it called? Beat challenge mode. And then all we have to do is visit the Insomniac Museum to earn ourselves the Platinum Trophy. But the Sore Loser Protocol was no match for us. So, head back to the Corvus sector.
Welcome to House of Synth.
And goodbye, Lord Vorselon. So, once you beat Lord Vorselon, you unlock the Insomniac Museum, which happens to be in the Corvus sector. So, simply go into the map, and as you can see, a new planet's been added, the Insomniac Museum. Don't want to go to the Insomniac Museum there? Well, if you end up starting a new game, the Insomniac Museum will end up being over by the Phylax sector at the beginning of the game. Note, you end up going into challenge mode, you gotta beat Lord Vorselon again to get access to the Insomniac Museum in the Corvus sector. It'll still remain inside of the Phylax sector off the beaten path.
Cross his path.
So, let us play the only new dialogue that plays.
Great news, Chief. You qualify for our new top-secret Omega series. They're upgraded versions of your current weapons, modified to do maximum damage to enemies.
And the only one I don't have right now is the Chimpositron, which costs 501,000 bolts. It is more expensive than the Rift Ripper 5000 Omega mod. So, best place to grind all these weapons up in the game is once again the Battle of Gimlick Valley. That is where I got all weapons in the game to their VX level because it's faster experience for some odd reason than other places. So, one thing left to do. Let us go and beat General Azimuth and unlock the last trophy before visiting the Insomniac Museum. The glutton for punishment.
No! What are you doing? Come on! It's not working. Why isn't it working?
Because it's not a time machine, Alistair. The clock isn't meant to alter time, only keep
30 seconds until total system failure.
I'm so sorry. No. Let me.
What are you gonna do?
Take care of yourself, Ratchet.
A hero, at least in the end. So, anyway guys, I'm gonna end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359. See you all for the next bonus video, in which we will be going over the concept art and cheat codes in Ratchet & Clank Future: A Crack in Time. See you all next time.
He did a brave thing, Ratchet. You should be proud of him.